In this video, we'll be taking a look at a few chart analyses to get you prepared as usual. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're interested in learning trade Forex like a professional, we have our course on Udemy, fully packed Forex trading course that's going to teach you all you need to, get started as a professional and, start making profits. If that's what you're interested in, use the link in the description below. Without further ado, we're going to get started. So as usual, we're starting with the go chart. So this is a go chart on a 1 hour time frame. I wouldn't be going to different time frames because everything I'm going to be talking about is just settled around these price levels, right? So last week we talked about how we are probably going to get a breakout from this consolidation for a short position. We did exactly that. So we had a very good breakout, and this gave us approximately 150 pips profit, which was a decent move for those who took the trade. So right now, what are we going to be watching out for to either go long or go short? So I'm going to discuss about my bullish case scenario before I talk about my bearish case scenario. So to go long, we are currently trading, or we just got rejected from an area of value, right? So remember, this was our resistance level where we had our multiple rejection, and the last time we had a rejection from this area of value, which is our resistance level, we saw a decent price decline all the way to these lows. So right now we seem to be consolidating in a bit of a range. So I'm looking forward to a breakout from these price levels for me to become bullish on gold once more, right? So as usual, the way I trade, I wait for consolidations, I wait for breakouts because they give me a better risk to reward ratio with my trade. So if I get a consolidation like this around this resistance level or this area of value, then this would be my scenario to go long. So I'm going to go long on the breakout, and my first take profit target is going to be around these highs, and my stop loss will be below the consolidation at least of breakouts. If you've been following me for a while, you know this is how I trade, and it works perfectly for me, right? So I think almost all the setup we discussed about last week came true, and most of us made so many pips, and I'm glad you did. So meanwhile, another thing that could happen is we could see a reversal all the way to this price level, a consolidation or a slow grind to the upside before we get that bullish breakout to the upside. So this is something that could happen. So if this happens, then this turns out to be a inverse head and shoulder. You get, so we then therefore have the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, neckline with a breakout. So this is another scenario that could play out to give us that bullish scenario to go long. But the point is that I'm going to be waiting for a consolidation over here and a breakout from this resistance level to go long. And my first take profit target is going to be around these price levels, and stop loss is going to be below the consolidation that leads to a breakout. When I get to the trade, immediately we get our breakouts, right? So this is briefly for my bullish case scenario on gold, and for a bearish case scenario, this is something I'm watching out for. So right now we have been rejected from the resistance level, so I'm going to wait for a reversal, right, a consolidation, and then a breakout like this. So this would look like some sort of a continuation pattern. So getting rid of this, for example, this would look like a continuation pattern, okay, following a lower high. So we have a high, a lower high, another lower high with a descending triangle of sorts. This would be one scenario to go short, where stop loss is probably going to be above these highs, take profit is going to be around these lows, and I'm going to trade the rest of my positions as we go lower. So this is just one case scenario to go short, right? So it may not happen exactly as I just explained. So we may get something like this. So I'm going to get rid of this. So we may get something like this. So we may get a reversal to the downside and a retest of this support level, followed by a consolidation before we break out. So this is another case scenario that could happen for us to go short, and I would really prefer this one compared to the other one, because if we take out the support level, then it means we would be trading in a different price level entirely, right? Because you can see we have one rejection here, another one here, which means this is probably a very good support. So by the time we consolidate on this support level and get a bearish breakout, then that will be a signal to go short. So these are my two case scenarios to go either long or short on gold. And if you're going to be trading this, please employ good risk management. Follow us on Discord. I have the link in the description below, because we are likely going to follow up with these charts on our Discord community, and it's totally free. Moving on, we'll be talking about Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, real quick, very interesting setup, and we had a very massive dump on Friday, right? So you can see we have this green trend line over here. We have 1, 2, and 3 good price rejection. So on the third price rejection, it aligns itself with a very good area of value, which is a resistance level. So we have 1, multiple reversals over here, and the third one here, right? So this coincides with the trend line we have over here. So very good opportunity to go short for those who trade bounces. So entry, stop loss 160 pips to 300 pips, take profits on Friday. So for those who are not in on this trade, so I'm a very patient trader sometimes, okay? So right now I'm not currently in on this trade, and I'm not looking towards going long on Nasdaq yet, right? So to go short, I'm going to wait for a consolidation around this price level before I go short. This would be a better way to get into this trade with a good risk to reward ratio compared to just jumping on the short position right now. I know so many traders want to jump into a short position because this breakout from this trend line seems like a bearish continuation pattern, right? So you can see what we have over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, then this breakout. But if you jump into a trade here, your stop loss would have to be around these highs, which would be too wide. So that's why we wait for consolidations like this. So when the consolidation gives us a confirmation of the breakout, we go short, stop loss above the consolidation at least of the breakout, and my take profit is going to be around these lows. So this is how I'm going to trade Nasdaq. Mind you, it may not happen as clean as we have it right now, or as I just explained. So we may get something like this. So we may get a price movement violating this trend line just to make a lower high before we go down. So for those traders who are looking for textbook analysis where price just aligns with the way it's drawn on, those trading textbook, the market does not always happen like that. Sometimes it does, but most times it doesn't. So you have to expect whatever the market throws at you, right? So that's why I'm telling you right now, something like this could happen where we make a lower high, consolidate before we drop. So all that matters is getting a very good entry and having a better or a good risk to reward ratio. So this is going to be my bearish case scenario to go short on Nasdaq. My target is going to be around these lows, and my stop loss is going to be above the consolidation that leads to the breakout, right? So for a long position, I'm simply going to wait for price to go into this area of value again, consolidate, and give us a bullish breakout. So this would be my scenario to go long when we take out this resistance level. So that's it briefly for Nasdaq. I've showed you my both scenario to go short and to go long. Next, we're talking about crude oil real quick. So this is the crude oil chart on a 1 hour time frame, and we seem to be in a bullish trend, and I talked about this last week, right? And this bullish trend seems to be very, very strong. See, each time we get into the overbought level, we get a little pullback, and then we go higher with bullish theme, right? So yeah, that's the word. So we'll go higher with more bullish theme. So right now we seem to be trading at an all-time high, okay, with regards to the current trend. But I wouldn't be jumping into a buy trade right now on crude oil, so I'm going to wait for something like this. So I'm going to be waiting for a pullback, maybe probably retesting this price level once more, then look for a bullish reversal pattern around this price level for me to go long. So this is going to be my best case scenario to go long on crude oil. So if this does not happen for me to get a very good entry at this area of value, then I'm simply going to wait for a consolidation around these highs, followed by a good breakout. So it's going to look something like this. So it's going to look like this. Yeah. And if we get something like this, this will be my scenario to go long. So I'm going to go long at the breakout. Stop loss is going to be around below the consolidation, at least to the breakout. And my take profit is going to be around these highs. So this highs is an important area of value. I think I talked about this last week. So going to the 4 hours time frame, maybe I can show you something interesting why this high is going to be a very important area of value to take profits, right? So just give the chart a minute to load. These things can be very slow sometimes. So yeah, so if you take a look at this price level, this has a double top around this price level. So a good resistance level is a good price level to take profit. So I'm going to be watching out for those highs. So if we get a good opportunity to go long, I'm going to set my target around those highs. So this is briefly for crude oil here. I wouldn't be going short. It's not even logical to even think about going short on this type of trend, because this is extremely bullish, significant higher highs and higher lows. All you need to do is look for opportunities to go long, and that's what I just explained in this brief past 5 minutes, right? So moving on, we're talking about GBP-USD. So GBP-USD on the downtrend, excuse me, and we talked about this last week in anticipation of a bearish continuation pattern. So this is what we had exactly as expected. So a bearish continuation pattern, a bearish breakout, sending price downwards. So this is what we did last week as expected, and we seem to be coming lower or closer to a significant area of value, which is this lows over here. So I'm going to watch out for price, waiting for price to come into this area of value, then consolidate a little, give us a good reversal candlestick pattern, maybe a bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hours time frame. Then I'm going to look forward to go long on GBP-USD, right? So this is the only scenario where I'm going to be going long on GBP-USD. Mind you, I wouldn't be going short right now because I don't think it's logical to go short, but we're so close to this area of value right now. So we may not, come into the area of value perfectly. So we may stop halfway, maybe come to this price level, consolidate here, then maybe just wick a little down, up, then move higher. So this is the reason why I wouldn't be going short right now, because it's not worth the trade. So taking a look at the risk to reward ratio from this price level to this price level is just 60 pips. And when we consolidate a little, we may not get up to 60 pips when we finally take that trade. So that's the reason why I won't be going short at this price level on gold, on GBP-USD, excuse me. So I'm simply going to wait for price to come into this area, support level, consolidate a little, and then go higher. That's when I'm going to look for my opportunity to go long. While for a short position, I'm going to wait for price to come into this area of value, consolidate a little, and give us a bearish breakout. So this is going to be my scenario to go short, right? So this is the only way I'm going to go short on GBP-USD. So I really hope, for the sake of the pound, that this support level holds, because if this doesn't hold, then I think we're going to aim for lower price targets all the way to this price level. So these are this is going to be the next logical price levels before we expect some significant pullbacks for GBP-USD. So meanwhile, before we get here, so we have this area of value to contend with. So this is what I'll be watching out for to go either short or long on GBP-USD. Meanwhile, this is a 2 hours time frame. So remember, if you're taking this trade, follow us on our Discord. It's totally free, where we share trade ideas and update this chart as the price action evolves. Moving on, we're talking about EUR-USD briefly. This is something we also discussed last week. And we talked about how we're expecting some a bearish move to the downside. We did exactly that. And this is a 2 hours time frame, so I'll be watching out for an opportunity to go short, which will be waiting for a consolidation around the support level and a bearish breakout. So this is what I'll be watching out for on EUR-USD to go short. So nothing much here, similar to what we have on GBP-USD, right? So if we do get that consolidation, a bearish breakout, entry is going to be around the breakout, and stop loss is going to be above the consolidation that leads to the breakout, while target is going to be around these lows, where I am going to look for some reversal pattern, consolidation, and then a reversal to the upside. So this is what I'm watching out for on EUR-USD. Mind you, this week I may not be trading currency pairs, so I'm going to stick with gold, Nasdaq, and crude oil for my personal trades. So for those who wish to trade currency pairs, you can follow up what I just discussed about on GBP-USD and EUR-USD to take advantage of those opportunities to either go long or go short. So lastly, we're going to be talking about USD-JPY. So this has been requested by most of the community members. As you can see, this setup looks exactly like what we have on crude oil. Bullish trend with price climbing higher at each significant price level. So you can see it's kind of like a step case formation. That's what I call it. You can see higher high, a high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, consolidation, breakout, retest. So you can see at each price level we have a retest. So you can see after a breakout here, we had a retest. After a breakout here, we had a retest. Move, a retest, a breakout, a retest. So right now I'm simply going to wait for a consolidation around this resistance level and a bullish breakout to go long. So once again, if you are wondering why I usually wait for consolidations, I wait for consolidations because they give me a better confirmation after the market have decided on the direction it's going to head, right? That's one. So secondly, they give me a better risk to reward ratio. So if this happens, entry is going to be at the breakout, stop loss is going to be below the consolidation at least at the breakout, and I'm going to trail my position as we go higher. But meanwhile, I'm going to take up some positions when we get to 100 pips. So remember I said I may not be trading currency pairs this week, so I'm explaining this for those who wish to trade these pairs, so you know exactly what to do as you run your trades, right? So that's it briefly for this week's analysis. Meanwhile, before we round up, I wouldn't think about going short on USD-JPY right now because it's a crazy bullish trend and there's a good chance we get a good breakout from this resistance level to aim higher, right? So that's it briefly for this week's analysis. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're interested in learning to trade Forex like a professional, where I teach you how to trade Forex from scratch, check out our course on Udemy. I have the link attached in the description below. It's almost free, so don't think about the price too much. It's pretty affordable, right? So that's it for me, guys. See you next week.